G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything that happened today in the SypherPK Cup Round 1. And I know what you're thinking, it was a qualifying tournament with no prize pool, how exciting could have it been? Well, it was actually the perfect way to answer all the questions we had yesterday about the new EU teams, because we got to find out who was Mongraal and Mitr0s' new third, what was Benjyfishys' new team, how is Wolfies and Leshy playing together, all those questions. Also, we had the NA team showing up big, we had Centered, Edgy, and Commandment winning another tournament in such dominant fashion, but unfortunately we had our FNCS winners from the weekend, Clix, Booga, and Bizzle. Clix off the back of his recent ban not qualifying, and of course in typical Clix and Twitch fashion, it was because of stream snipers. Also, I need to finish off with a bit of bad news. Unfortunately, all the cash cups this week have been cancelled due to a queue bug. I'm going to talk about why that is and what it means for tournaments this week and going forward at the end of today's video. Before we jump into today's video, today is the last day to enter my giveaway. I'll be picking one person who I'll be buying 300 USD worth of gaming gear for total. You can pick anything you want: keyboard, mouse, headphones, microphone, all of them. Whatever you need, I'll be buying it for you. The link is in the description down below. It's completely free and it'll only take you 2 minutes to enter. I'll be drawing the winner at the end of my stream for FNCS OCE round 1. So if you want to check that out, twitch.tv/Aussie Antics, or I'll be contacting you as well if you're not there in the stream. Kicking off with EU, it's actually a really good story. This is what I always say. I don't mind if teams split, especially if they split on good terms, as long as they go on and find teams they perform better with. And right now, across the board, all the new teams in EU are looking really, really solid. Kicking off with the top, the highest placing in today's tournament was actually Mongraal and Mitr0s' new third, Quinten. And if you haven't heard much about Quinten, don't worry, neither had I really. If I go to his Fortnite tracker, it says he has 13,000 in earnings, but he also qualified for World Cup, so I think that's a little bit off. But either way, going through his placements, nothing too insane. Don't want to speak bad about the guy. Clearly he's insanely good if he's performing well with Mongraal and Mitr0s and they're willing to give him a chance. But I wish I had more to talk about him. I just don't know that much, and I'm really excited to learn more, because first time playing together, they had a really, really solid performance. Their first game, they racked up over 40 eliminations on their win, 43 for the win. They got 2 wins in their 9 games, got an average placement of 13 and an average elims of 12.3. So they were looking really, really good in the tournament. They actually placed the highest out of any of the new teams. Coming in second behind that in 48th, we have SypherPK, Wolfies, and Leshy, who had a phenomenal game 1. One of the most insane I've ever seen, getting 50 elims and first. And remember, this is an NA tournament. They're doing all of this on NA East. So SypherPK, Wolfies, and Leshy managed to drop a 50 elim win in their first game. They still had some good games. Their last few games kind of went down a little bit. They were consistently getting top 10 in almost all their games. They only managed that 1 win though as well. But overall, an insane tournament. And the one thing I wanted to mention from watching Leshy's stream is this team looks like they're having fun. Whatever friction Wolfies and Aqua seem to have most recently, they do not have with Leshy and SypherPK. And I think that comes down to the fact that they're letting Wolfies IGL. They're letting him make the decisions and decide what they're going to do as a team. They all kind of have their input because they're all insanely good players. But when Wolfies rotates and says we're bouncering, they bouncer. There's no friction, so things looked really, really good. Moving on to the last part of the MMB split, we have Benjyfishys finding his trio playing with Amplify and Matzo, and they did well. They got 146, finishing on 179 points. They got 2 wins out of their 10 games, so overall, really high amount of points. Their match history was a little bit less consistent, obviously getting those 2 wins. They started off insanely strong. I think at one point I saw them in the top 5, because in their first 2 games, they got a 35 elim win and a 29 elim win. Then unfortunately they had 4 games they died on spawn, and then their 5th game was a mid-game death, but then they brought it back in the end and then easily got inside the top 300. Last of which we have CRR finding his new team, playing with Rams Leo and Cooler ZQ. Now again, 2 EU players I don't know that much about. That's not saying they're not phenomenal players, just my EU knowledge is still catching up. I'm trying my best to learn. That's why I'm focusing on these guys and really researching these videos. The thing for them that let them down, I think, the most was they had a not the best first game. They got a 2 elim 30 seconds, so died on spawn in their first game, but then second and third they popped off, getting a 36 elim win and a 35 elim second, so putting them in 163rd. That's still almost in the top half of top 300 on NA ping. again, like I said, all the teams seem to be doing really, really well. There's no hate. There's no beef on Twitter. No one's saying I outplaced you, you outplaced me. Like I said, it seems like all these teams split pretty happily. The other thing to report on, unless I just can't use Fortnite Tracker, I've tried to search the user ID, tried to find it every single way, asked some friends. No one could find Aqua on the leaderboard. So it looks like Aqua is taking a break at this point. I also didn't mention in yesterday's video, and I feel so bad about this. One of the main reasons Aqua is motivated to take a break, I believe, is because of his tendonitis. He has talked in the past about how he has an injury, and I think that's amazing to see a player taking care of their health. If you don't have any good prospects for FNCS right now, things just aren't meshing, now's the time to take a break. Make sure you let it heal and then come back later, because tendonitis is an issue we've seen really hurt people's careers. Zexero had to go through it where he took off so much time off. We had it pretty much destroy Issa's career as well. So it's something that I'm happy to see pros taking seriously, and I want to make sure I focus on that as something to be encouraged, because pros need to take their health seriously. Moving on to the NA teams, I'm going to start off with the negative, because you guys know I like to finish my videos on a bit more of a positive note. We had Clix, Booga, and Bizzle after their win on the weekend coming in on 163 points, which unfortunately was 8 points shy of qualifying. Qualification ended up being 171 to make top 300. And of course, as always with Clix, it's on the back of more stream sniping drama. So I found the actual clip. I've gone back and watched it. Again, I don't like throwing these accusations around there. It's just insanely clear this team was definitely targeting Clix. I'm not going to show the whole clip, but it basically starts off with them taking a fight down near Slurpee. This team makes, like, they literally swim out to the coastline, swim all the way along the coast behind Logjam, come in there, and the team is driving exactly to where they are, waiting to hold them, with one of the teammates knowing exactly where Clix is on the coastline before pushing back. It's annoying. I'm sick of talking about stream sniping. The only reason I still mention it is not just to make excuses for Clix, because it's gone past that now. It's just to hope that something gets done. And wait till you hear Clix, the frustration in his voice. He sounds like he is being dead serious that if these people don't get banned, or if this doesn't stop, he's gonna quit Fortnite. And genuinely, I'm not trying to make this all dramatic. I don't blame him. This has to be so frustrating at this point.
Boom. Common Transformers, bro. They literally pull up with Transformers, waiting for us because they know where we're going. Pulls up with Transformers. I don't know why I can't see the other loser's name, but...
Sorry.
Are you out of games? No, it's just I'm getting these kids perm banned. If they don't get banned, I'm quitting streaming. I'm quitting Fortnite. On my life, on every single person in my chat, on every single thing, I'm not playing Fortnite if these kids don't get banned. I'm quitting. Like, I'll stream GTA 24/7. I don't. No, you're laughing. I won't play FNCS. I don't care. I'm getting these kids banned because I would be going so much harder right now, but I can't play the game anymore.
I know everyone in the community is sick of hearing people cry stream sniper, and a lot of the times you guys don't think it's real and you just think the streamer's being dramatic. Don't take my word for it. You don't even have to take Clix's word for it. I'm going to link his VOD in the description down below. You can go to it. It's at about 3 hours and 30 minutes in, where you can just watch the next 5 minutes and just watch a team literally chase them around the entire coastline of the entire map, ruining this game. And Clix's team almost still qualified on top of this. They went into their last game. They needed to get a few more points, and at the very end, they just fell short. They came in like, I think, the top 5 teams with so many kills. They just W-keyed their last game, and if they'd won that game, they would have ended up qualifying. But it's just so sad to see, and I know what people are going to say, put a delay on all this, and I get that. I do think Clix needs to put on a bit of delay, but at the same time, as a streamer who deals with stream sniping, you want to be able to talk to your chat and enjoy it. In a tournament, no less, you shouldn't have to worry this much about stream sniping. There needs to be some kind of fix, because as I've said so many times, this is gonna kill Fortnite. You now don't have Clix, who in the last FNCS pulled over 100,000 viewers. You don't have the ex-World Cup champion Booga and Bizzle playing in the round 2 of the SypherPK Cup because they got stream sniped. I hope you guys know I really am trying to just avoid the drama on my channel. I don't like getting involved in it at all. I like covering stuff that's relevant to Fortnite and relevant to competitive Fortnite, but when it directly affects one of the best teams in NA East, making it into round 2 of a tournament, I have to address and I have to talk about it. I hope you guys are okay with that and you like the balance that I'm playing right now. But let's move on to the good teams. Let's move on to the good news. We did have Commandment Centered and Edgy popping off, coming out on top yet again in another tournament, finishing on 276 points, getting 3 wins with an average placement of 7 and an average elims of 13. This team is unstoppable right now, even to the point you had FaZe Sway tweeting out asking them to stream semifinals and opens, and if they did, he would pay them $500 because my man's trying to figure out the strats, and I don't blame him. This team is doing something ridiculous right now. They are dominating low ground. They're playing so well as a team. Every single game that I watched, because they weren't streaming, as soon as they got dropped down and there was a full trio, there was a soccer skin, an aura, or just there was a coherent, cohesive trio on low ground dominating, it was always this team. We also had DGen, Ages, and Skittles on 244, another team that is doing ridiculously consistent. Slacks, Acorn, and Jack in 3rd, Mega Dubs, Eclipse in 4th, and then Daymiro Reverse in 5th, and the new NA team Zypher, Nut, and Twexy. So that top 5 alone is literally like a potential top 5 what FNCS will look like as well. So this tournament was really, really solid. You had some really great people playing in it. Unfortunately, SypherPK is having obviously some massive issues living in Texas right now. His power keeps going out. I think he's running on a generator right now. He's freezing. Honestly, I feel for the guy so much. The tournament itself also had some pretty major issues. There was a queue bug that kept delaying the tournament or kept making people not be able to get into the tournament. Basically, if you crashed, you weren't able to then re-queue up into the tournament, so they had to extend it by 30 minutes. And now, because of this bug, they've actually canceled all the cash cups for this week and are just focusing on keeping FNCS running. But I'll talk about that in a second. Back on SypherPK, because he automatically qualified because it's his tournament, he was doing a viewing party, pulling some sick numbers as well. But tomorrow he will be playing it. If you guys want to watch it, it's obviously going to be twitch.tv/SypherPK. It's going to be sick. He's actually playing not with Nick Mercs this time around. He's going to be playing with Coop and Dukes, which, if you guys don't know, Dukes is obviously Chap's teammate, but that's because Nick Mercs was playing today with Colazo and D-Roller. Unfortunately, they just didn't qualify, ending up on very similar points to Clix, Booger, and Bizzle, which then left Class to go play with Chaps and Threats. These aren't permanent teams. I wanted to make that clear. SypherPK is just playing his cup tomorrow with Coop and Dukes, but then for FNCS, he'll go back to playing with Coop and Nick Mercs. Nick Mercs was just filling in, playing today with Colazo and D-Roller. Obviously, Colazo, D-Roller, and Class will still be a trio for FNCS. I guess I lied about finishing on a good point. This isn't a super good point, but I just didn't want it to be drama either way. But we did have Fortnite Competitive tweeting out today, we're canceling the Friday night bragging rights, solo cash cup, and trio cash cup due to a bug. We did find a resource demanding workaround and have decided to focus our efforts on FNCS to ensure the completion of Qualifier 2. All original offerings will return next week. So let me break down what that means. This looks like it's the same bug that potentially delayed the first week of FNCS, or it's a new bug, but either way, it is a resource demanding workaround. So what that means is, to make this work, for some reason they need a massive amount of people and a massive amount of time and workforce, so they're choosing to delay the cash cups and the bragging rights tournaments to make sure their time and effort gets put into FNCS to make sure it still runs, because delaying FNCS again or having to cancel it would be catastrophic. So as upsetting as no cash cups are, obviously I'm super devastated as well. To make FNCS run, you have to. And the people that were originally saying last time we had FNCS delayed and everyone was making those Super Bowl jokes, it's just because of the Super Bowl. Clearly there is unfortunately something in the game right now that is causing these queue bugs, and I mean, I hope it gets fixed quickly. As of today's video coming out, I'll be watching again on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Aussie Antics the round 1 of the OCE FNCS. So by the time of making this tweet, it's a little over 24 hours away. I hope they get it sorted before OCE, not even including Middle East, which should have already ran by the time I think this video comes out. So I really hope everything worked for them as well, because if something goes wrong with a queue bug for FNCS, like it did for today's SypherPK Cup, it would just be it would be a catastrophe. It would be insane. I think the bug and what it looks like to me, and I could be completely wrong, this is just based on my speculation, with Fortnite trying to make this rule that you can't re-queue late into tournaments with new teams, the main way people were getting this queue bug was if someone on their team crashed, which I think is potentially flagging Fortnite that they're starting the tournament again with a new team, and that's why it's not letting them queue. I could be completely wrong. It could be a different bug, but all I know is Cash Cups are canceled this week. They're back next week, but let's just hope that nothing happens to FNCS, because that would be terrible. All right, guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of these new EU teams. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.